Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming by the Psy Tai Podcast. Test, test, test. Getting this geared and ready. Up and steady. I'll be calling on him. We call on things, but what's to expect? What's on my mind is probably what's next. But what's on my mind is gonna bring no checks, cause that checkbox can be checked by anything. I'm in my own. I'm like. Here we go. I'm just setting up things right now. It's been a while, so I gotta make sure everything's set up. But I'm gonna run that back. But yeah, I want to tie some things together. Got some awesome animations to show. Then did a lot of growing, as every day is. A lot of experiences. Going to join the conversation. The Discord is going to be open for anybody to jump on in and have a legit, thought out, played out, whatever the dynamic brings about at the moment. Just tying it all together. It's just tie now. Combine your mind with your heart, see what your gut mind is saying. Connect all those three circles and let whatever come out on out. I ain't learned about the birds and the bees, so I was out here trying to get her on her knees, and everything I did was to please. But now I best believe all the thoughts that's on my mind, they gonna come and act with the time. Am I an alien? I'm doing shit that they said that I should fail in. Now I'm winning. They said it's sinning since the beginning. It was a snake they had to take. Get out the room before I called it Jake's. Mila, I ain't smiling right now. That was my daughter, but we gonna keep the order, cause this the new world, and we sorta kinda got our hand on it. This the plan, I'm the man on it. This the plan, I'm just seeing sights. And I invite you in. I'm a my daughter threw me off. Alright, second bird. Them shrooms open my brain. They used to say that shit make you insane. But now I'm going in or out of myself. And I say that I still need your help. So thanks for coming on to the podcast. I'm here as long as it lasts. Cause they said that we was a lost cause. But we ain't know that we was our own boss. Man, shout outs to Rick Ross. Say a lot, man. Now I'm saying to a situation. Instead of sitting back hating, I'm going in debating with myself. I'm playing. I'll go back to this in a bit. Hey, Velvet. Hey, Velvet. Gotta get some smoking. I ain't smoking a bit. But yeah. Thank you, Velvet, for coming on through. I'm gonna open up the Discord because I want to just have a conversation, have some fun. Lots been going on, a lot of traveling, a lot of creation, a lot of digging into the causes of causes with myself. Psychedelics, they keep you on that train, on that trail of whatever existence you find yourself in. You still gonna see yourself having the most fun, but still getting that analytical vibe in, where it's like, where am I? Why am I performing like this? And it mostly only come like that when it's he said, debate with myself till I run out of breath. That's how it is. You be debating with yourself. Then with my experience lately with the psychedelic, it put me in that spot where I was able to see why I was thinking what I was thinking. Because us playing this human being role, we love to jump into those emotional trains and run with the thoughts, which are the sights, that you see when you on that emotional train looking out the window and you see in them sights, them thoughts, you like, yo, I want to get off here. And I want to get off here. I want to get off here. When the train's staying moving. What's going on? When the train's staying moving, the train's staying moving, but like I just jumped off now, it's a bunch of thoughts that's always going to come about. And sometimes we don't even know why we doing things. Like we was talking earlier about the Stone Age and stuff. And about how on True Channel, they're talking about later shows. I would just shout outs to True Life Stories. Shout outs to True Life Stories. We was talking about thought trains and getting ingrained in the membrane. And what I'm looking at is mighty pleasant, mighty distracting as well. But yeah, like it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But like I said, going into the trains and thoughts and stuff like that. But I just been having my experiences of going full fledged with stuff or just running that train, getting off that train, seeing what that avenue of thoughts is. Yeah, I forgot I was talking about True Light. It's gonna come back. Getting on that avenue, seeing what that avenue of train of thoughts is, and knowing that it's still a train. Like life keeps on moving. Like you got off the train, did the sight and sound and stuff, but it's always a train coming. And you can choose to get on that train and keep going, or you can, or like the mushroom be showing me, you can stay here and like just dwell here. And you can have fun. You can do this whatever you want here, but this is what it's gonna be. And then like this is the energy that's around, that's here. Like sensing the essence of a house or something like that. They be like, oh, this place haunted. Or they just got bad people there. Just seeing where you are, having a clear vision and being realistic about it. That's the last thing I want to say for the Discord. Being realistic about why hey King. Being the mushrooms have me being realistic, way more about my environment and what's going on. Because it will push you in my early days, and I see a lot of people into dreams. And that's how a lot of things, like imagine getting into a relationship, full-fledged relationship, you just dreaming, like we just love, it's just this and that. And that can be with a job too. Oh, I just love this job. I just love, we got relationships with multiple things. We got relationships with multiple things. And then and then we start dreaming, like wishing, hoping, and those intentions do come true. But we have all this other stuff that's going on realistically with what we're tying together. And know how it is when you like really young, you getting into stuff, and then it's people that's been into those fields and avenues for a long time. So like the teenager, when that person talking to them, like they know English or Japanese, they know the stuff that they being said to them, but it's this other door of the mind that has to be unlocked. And then you start being brought back on the mind game of life instead of finding yourself out on the chessboard. And that's what the psychedelics been like really whipping me back and whipping me into. Not, I don't even like saying back. That's still a cultural thing, back into shape. But into shape, because we're continuously evolving. And that's when the relaxation starts to breathe. That it's a continuous evolution. It's not a go back to what's good, go back to what's right, go back to what work and work. Because life is so much moving. You can say, let's go back to this. While it's 5 people right in front of you that want to deal with you, I want to have fun, that want to build. It's like, well, this is happening right now. Or you going too far back. Like this happened in between those scenarios that now shaped how we are enacting right now. And that's what I was talking about dreams. Dreams and dream worlds, getting caught up in things that's, I would not want to say not really happening, because we are multi-dimensional beings, but be honing in on how to focus that spell of life. Like imagine learning how to write and stuff like that. And then like your words are all squiggly or you can't really read and you're trying to get it right. You're trying to spell the word. And then eventually you learn how to spell your own words, right? Get your own fonts and stuff like that. And you start like just scribble scrabble. Doing what to do. Got got to charge it up. All right. Daughter singing in the living room. Glad she back to sing. Just random songs. Hey, you well? I gotta bring. Let me bring the chat in here. Open up. Local hosts. About. I'm gonna invite y'all into cyberspace. Verse. There y'all go. Whoa, what's up with this? Like all. Dang. It's not resizing right. It's not resizing. I'll keep it up there for now. Happy ways of days. All right, all right. Let me. I'm being the Just Tie course, so if you tag along, jump on in. For this mission. All right. So what I was yeah, but I was thinking about what I was thinking about the mushroom showing the realistic, like once you dive deep enough, like dive deep the realistic path, which involves more realism than what you see for your eyes, because once you start going down the path a lot, that question of what's real and what's not real starts to not even be a bother so much. Like struggling, like, oh, should I even be thinking this? Because like you'll start asking, who is thinking this? Or like, thank you for, like, once the mushrooms finally show me the voices, like people say, oh, you got voices in your head and this and that. Like True brought up earlier, I was talking about this yesterday about everybody got like voices in your head, and some people try to cut the voices off in their head, but really you're still talking to yourself. But the mechanisms when you feel so fearful of shutting off certain voices in your head, I see enacted in reality, like there's a certain logic that you just really don't want to embrace. Because logics are always multi-dimensional. So if you think that logic is supposed to be something that's one dimensional, you got this one logic and another logic come along, you like, hold up, like, no, this is what's going on. But really, once you get that multi-dimensional magicianship going on, all logics are multi-dimensional, and it's like, oh, that's one logic over here, one logic over there. It's kind of close. They intertwine in different ways. And start going with that breath instead of fighting or resisting. Even though when that resistance pops up, it's always that rain to water some damn seeds. So they may. I got some seeds right now in my fingers, some hot pepper seeds. Even though they look so small or sometimes invisible once you put it in the dirt, forget that you even put it there. Like sometimes we got some things lying. Maybe show me you got some things lying dormant that you forgot you even planted, and then it's like gotta call some storms, some flash floods real quick. Get as much water in there as possible. Fucking tsunami. Here goes some water real quick for you. And then after a while, you be sitting back like, yo, why did that even happen? And then like 2 days later, start seeing some sprouts popping up. Like, oh wow. Like, yeah. I feel that accomplishment come back. All the dots start connecting, seeing that the mushroom started showing me that I was always in sync. Like I was never out of sync. It's amazing. It's cool. It's amazing. Hey, you well, Alley Cat?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, hey.
Yeah. Well, I that you kind of washed all your work away is when it's gonna sprout. That thing that you were really looking for.
Yeah, because you never really know what you was looking for.
Yeah.
Except for like in those dream worlds, like it seemed like a lot of things from like kid things that I thought of as a kid that I forgot about start popping up. But what was that mode I was in when I was a kid thinking about it? Was it out of I don't think it was out of such a necessity.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's more of like that. Yeah. The pureness of it, and before even necessity. Yeah. Before the desire becomes even a necessity.
Yeah, I just want it, or I just like it, or it just look
Yeah.
like I need to be there.
It's like it resonates with you on a certain level that you don't even really have words for yet. Yeah. It's something you just want to reach and touch. Kind of like how when you see, not sure it's all kids, but certain kids like when they see like a shiny stone or something like that, they want to get their hands on it. There's something about like certain crystals and
The ooh shiny,
yeah,
that phrase. They use that a lot in cartoons. I found myself popping back into that. And then I see how people sell people stuff too. Make it shiny.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, they'll use a lot of these same like layers of yourself to kind of market things to you, or marketing wouldn't work at all.
Hey, you well. This game leaf I usually get sometimes, like on the cheap side, when I need to be a little cheaper. They just made the packet more hollow and more shiny, and I didn't even recognize it. I was like, I'm looking for, I don't see it, bro. And and then he just said, just tell me the name. Say, oh, they right here. I was like, oh, they made it shiny. It should have spoke out to me, but I just blended it with all the other shinies, and I usually ignore them, so I don't just like buy it.
Yeah. But have you noticed, like in the video games, that's how they do things though? Like you're walking around in the game, shing, shing.
Yeah. And how you get like the Easter egg clues that be on the side
Yeah,
quests.
yeah. That's how you pick up whatever. Yeah. Something's hitting over there, or yeah, it's giving you a like a. So it's a part of like they understand it, and at least we understand it on some level.
Oh,
Also,
that
like
uh,
magic. When you see magic, it always has that same glimmer and shine on it. That
yeah. Magical
twinkle.
particle dust.
Yeah.
Kind of like these
Fractal.
stars if they was little.
Rainbow dark matter fractals. Have you ever seen like the things that kind of look like TV static pixels?
Yeah, the white snow.
Yeah, but it's not really
Oh,
white because if you have you ever looked at like the static long enough and realized it's colors in there, it's just
yeah.
that it's more dominantly. Yeah,
The red white I said red, white, and green. Red, green, and blue.
yeah,
I keep picking that white out for some reason. I keep but yeah. I used to
yeah.
do that. I used to really think about it after watching that movie with the they said don't when they was looking at the ring and it was the static on the TV and then the girl would come out of it, it would turn to something else. I always would
Oh
look at
yeah.
horror movies
They,
and other movies and say, hey, it's something else
have you
to
ever seen
this.
Poltergeist?
I probably did as a kid, but I
Yeah, I think
never
that's how
like watched
Carol
it and
Ann
paid
ended up getting
attention.
pulled into the world through the TV. The static on the television.
Cause just imagine, even for the writers and stuff to come up with those stories, they had to have
Oh
some
yeah,
experience. That was the culture of the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And now I see people
Also,
manipulating that with like music and stuff. They get the old CRTV TVs and they
oh
like
yeah,
they able to put shapes and everything in there. I don't know exactly how it's done, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's probably through certain types of frequency alterations. Like those CRT TVs, if you kind of open them up and like get in there, like you can kind of adjust those two magnets to do a lot of things. They used to have this thing with the old oscilloscopes, and you'd hook them up to certain like frequency boxes, and they would do like this pattern show.
Oh, that's how you say it. I kept saying oscilloscopes because I never hear anybody oscillo. I don't know what I'll say to my head, but I know what you're talking about. I just looked it
Yeah.
up.
Tie it on down.
Hey, Master Creator.
What's up, brother?
I had an old one once.
What y'all talking about today?
Falling into the TV, like the radio frequencies on the static, and like doing meditating, falling into it, ghosts popping out.
There was this show called Captain and the Game Master. He went into the TV. He was Mega Man and all of them were in there with him. And he had like the Nintendo, I think, made the show. He had like the light gun was his power, but I think he only had like a certain number of shots.
In his gun?
Yeah, in his light gun.
Yo, it was so much fun. I was playing with a laser gun last week. That thing had weight to it to make it a little realistic.
Yeah.
I was killing them kids. Killing them kids.
Was it showing the infrared laser shooting out, or was it just letting you know where you was tagging it at? It was showing you where the laser was.
Yeah, they didn't have the fog in there to show it. It was just like the dot on them. But it was a lot of tag points. Cool. And I was really rolling around the floors. I was like, I'm going to get into this.
I'm making sure when we leave it, we look at the high score. It's going to be me.
I was sweating. I was on my legs, like, on my, like, I forget what it's called, Shraff? When you you just laying down.
Yeah.
You just walking, like you're trying to snipe somebody off a cliff. Yeah. I was doing all of that.
Put oscilloscope art. Yeah, they're used for like seeing the different frequencies and stuff. The different like waveforms of different when you're looking at digital chips and stuff like that, they'll all have like these different little squares.
You know, it's this guy on TikTok. He has this bowl that he puts on top of his machine like this, and it's like a cylinder cut in half. So the bottom part is exposed and it's all glass. And when he puts it on top, it projects a 3D hologram of what's on the oscilloscope in that 3D space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I was showing the dimensions, and they literally is tuned to certain frequencies. Like a frequency that can play life. Like make a bike play.
Yeah.
Oh, mushroom. Put it for a second. And I could just imagine the art of messing with these frequencies and the as above, so below feeling of like, yo, this is what this is doing right now.
Yeah, it was showing me this type of thing, kind of doing this to the whole world. Like certain frequencies would have everybody in the whole world doing certain things.
Yeah. That is the galaxy, though. All those movements and shapements, that's everything out there is just working with each other. So
yeah, entangled in certain ways.
As soon as you said entangled, it was these two lines and circles real fast. That was like entangled. Sync is real. I could watch this. Yeah, when I get another me right now has all of this.
Yeah.
Just like doing some crazy shit. Right, open.
I was thinking about something like this, but I was looking at these sono levitation boxes. They can float these balls around. But I was thinking like throw dust in there and like have it like levitate the dust and move it around in a certain pattern.
I could see that. Make it
but those
less dense.
Yeah, it's like a 3D box too. So you could kind of have it like moving around in there. Then after a while you could have the technology so good it's a whole room and it can make this dust into a chair over there. It could keep shifting the room around you
All
just by
based
kind
off
of
the
altering
sound.
even make you levitate at certain points because it can lift you up. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just for
all
them
about
to
this.
advance into certain technology.
It is the advancement of it. I was just about to say it's all about getting it to that point
Yeah,
where we can break through on that level. Somebody got to
You know
have
what I'm
that
saying?
experience and have that technical know-how at the same
yeah,
time. Everything lined up. They'll be like,
yeah. And then
yo.
you go, then your houses or whole neighborhoods are just like that. Like a sound is generated into the neighborhood. All the sound, earth comes up out of the ground and forms these houses.
You're welcome.
That's
You're
crazy.
welcome.
Your
Thanks for showing
background,
us
Ty.
that.
Your background is like I seen myself
Yeah,
when I
in
was
this.
tripping one time. I looked in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically the outline of myself. Instead of it being a human in it, it was like your background minus the big stars.
Ooh.
Like what the fuck?
I was
I was
looking for
like,
an art thing because I
now
heard
I was like,
similar,
now
but it
I
wasn't
definitely can't
stars.
turn on the lights. I was like, no, I definitely can't turn on them. I'll turn on the lights. Tell me what I'm gonna see now. Well, I'm just gonna leave the lights off. Fuck this.
I would have thought the lights would have cut it all off. I'm like, going.
I thought it was for some weird reason. I thought if I would have turned the lights on, I would have seen myself as this crazy looking thing. So I just didn't
Oh,
want
got you. Got you.
to. I
Got
didn't want
Hey,
you.
to. I didn't want to test it out yet. I was like, this is cool, but if I turn the light on, if I see something weird looking back at me, I'm gonna be like,
you just got
fuck
to think
that.
of it just like it's like a Snapchat filter. It's your reality
Yeah.
snap.
That's what's getting the minds assimilated nowadays. I feel
Yeah,
appreciative to the aliens that push this into our environment.
yeah. These kids are gonna be like, "Oh, this is just like VR. This is like Oculus." Yeah, I know what's happening.
That's why sometimes I'll be slipping in when I'll be showing my daughter VR experiences or certain trippy things. I be like, I seen this in my dreams, or I seen this
Yeah.
in a
They'll be like,
experience before.
"Yeah, yeah." These kids are gonna be like, "I wonder if this experience is hand tracking."
I can't move my hands. Lucid
Where
dreaming
are my
take
hands?
lucid dreaming level 1 is gonna be like a basic human thing to a lot of people. It's gonna be like, of course I move around. What do you do?
Yeah.
You just like black out? What are you, drunk? What is going?
Oh man, yeah, I could see it. Like a whole school is like designed around people, going into certain mental experiences.
Yeah,
Like,
you
oh
know it's
yeah,
a
I have a doctorate in astral projection. Actually, we were listening to a woman who had a doctorate in certain psychologies, and she was talking about astral projection. So
it
soon
was this
she'll have a
scientist
class.
too that was talking about um it was a Vice article. They were saying that the scientist was trying to talk to people who can lucid dream, and they had brought people in there, and they were seeing they can get back some results, and that some people was able to answer like complicated problems, like a math problem or something that they couldn't while they
Hmm.
was asleep. I mean, while they were awake.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Same
we
thing with the
still
different
aware.
types of They did it with LSD, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Giving certain students LSD at MIT, and then giving them a problem that they couldn't solve previously, and then they would all solve their problems, usually going on to solve other
Man.
problems that they found in their own life, and they had like different calculations and different types of mathematics. So a lot of the times they've realized these things are altered state enhancers. That's why I was thinking like they do probably have even more pinpoint or mixes, like a little bit of LSD, 2 drops of MDMA,
Yeah.
a few tips of Adderall,
Yeah.
and
Because when you got the time to do it and you know you don't got to worry about other stuff or that other people don't matter because you the government, like their ideas
yeah,
about you. Like we supposed to push the envelope, do this without
yeah,
knowing. They just
yeah.
gonna go.
Mm.
Hey, I got something to show y'all. Mitalia, and what you were saying, Master Creator. It was when I was looking into a mirror. I made this animation about a year and a half ago, but I never released it. So I'm gonna show it right now. You reminded me.
Yeah, exclusive from here. It's
It's
a
gonna be on
treat right
YouTube.
here, y'all.
Animation exclusive.
Yeah, Edgar Casey was using different types of states of
Okay, yeah, bro. He
It's
was
like
in
this.
Shroomsville.
The
That's funny though.
outlining.
I have that's what I
Shroomsville, baby.
oh, that's good.
Yeah, you was deep into it. If you seen that, yeah, you was deep in it.
Yeah, like if I was looking long, when I was looking, it would just turn those colors and literally see the
Yeah,
outline. That's why when you say you
yeah,
saw stars, I was like, whoa, what if something was
yeah,
just in between me? I was like, whoa.
yeah.
Laughing
When
so
I start
hard.
seeing stuff like that, I gotta close my eyes. If it's getting like that deep, I'm like, I don't even want to have my eyes open.
You gotta feel it. Well, but yeah, closing your eyes
Yeah.
may not always be the good thing though. You'll be in there even deeper sometimes.
I know,
Yeah, if
but
you was
it's saying
panicky
like
before,
if it's doing this, if it's doing this stuff, like it's like oh shit, like
What I
what is
usually
it
do when
doing?
it's something like that, I'll put my hands on something so because I don't want my body to fall over. That's
like,
usually
oh, I
all
don't
I
know
do.
how to walk in this world. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
legs
I'd be like,
look.
hold on, where's the gravity? Hold on, get my hands on something.
Like I'm used to taking one step and then go over there, but if I take one step, I probably take 4 steps.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I could imagine me, the younger me that's not ready for that shit, screaming at the top of my lungs.
I broke it. I
I
broke the
lost my
world.
fucking
I
mind.
broke everything.
I think of that like I got it on my shirt right now. Oh wow, I was about to call him Charles. Chucky from Rugrats.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's his name, Charles. Remember?
Oh yeah, his real name.
It's
yeah, that's your
Charles.
dad's name at least.
Charles.
He's a
Yeah,
junior.
Charles Finster.
yeah.
He's
Real
scared as
quick.
hell.
And then you got Tommy on the back. I
I
can't turn
got
right now. I'm
Tommy.
controlling
I
this
got
stuff.
Tommy on my pants. I got Tommy.
I got
I got
ants
Chucky.
in my pants.
I got Ren and Stimpy. Hey Arnold and Reptar.
Oh, that's dope. On your pants?
Yeah, they're like pajama pants. My niece got me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, man, them sound like some pajamas.
Reptar was the shit.
I said, if you got them on your pants, you got some Louis V.
I know if
Mixed
those
with
pants
a
they be custom or
Nickelodeon
something.
collaboration. Yeah, like a
Yeah.
high end collaboration.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he got the
Like
exclusive.
you a fashionista on the low.
She might be. He's always talking about look at this. Yeah. She's gonna be
It's
making
crazy how powerful movies is. Because even like when my little brother was born, we named him Dylan. And it wasn't even up to our parents. We named our little brother
Wait, what you name him? It sounded like you said John.
Dylan.
Oh,
No,
Dylan.
Dylan. Because it was the Rugrats movie had just came out when he was born, kind of.
Rugrats in no, not Rugrats in Paris. That was
No, the first movie ever, the one
yeah.
where.
They stole the retard thing. His dad was
Yeah,
supposed to remake it
yeah, yeah.
or make it from
And
scratch. He invented it.
his dad was Tesla. That was the
Yeah, he
dopest.
was. He give
That
me
was the
so much
dopest little toy
encouragement.
ever.
And nowadays, when I be off of my mini inventions, I'm like, all right, I'm just like Stu right now. It's okay.
He
But
has
he was,
that purple flame going. Genius. Because he was so different from his brother. Even his brother had different hair.
oh yeah, his brother was the business guy.
Yeah, Angelica's dad or something.
It's funny how life play out to the introvert and the extrovert that decides to play TV to watch TV because like reality is still playing out for you in fashions that's like showing you what's around you. Like and even if you don't understand it, like it's just you experiencing it. Like my mom was talking about, she was at this concert in Philly. It was a Power 99 show, and she was saying, "Yeah, I saw a lot of people. They had the Rugrats shirts, and this was today, this morning. The Rugrats shirts and stuff. I know people like that and stuff. I was talking to some guy, and she said I got some weed off of him, and said they was talking about Rugrats for some reason. She's like, "Yeah, you just made it in the '90s. You a '90s, still like '90s
Yeah,
baby." She's like, "Rugrats was my shit," and I was like, "Yeah, I
yeah,
was
that's
just
what you
telling
got
her
to do.
Rugrats is the shit."
Yeah.
You gotta put that like on the shirt. Rugrats was my shit.
Mhm.
It was. I always wanted to taste that Reptar cereal.
Oh yeah, Riptide cereal. I have Simpson cereal.
That cartoon made that cereal look so good.
You're so
Oh,
stupid.
It turned your milk green. I think that's what it did.
Reptar.
I think there was this old school Nickelodeon slime uh, cereal though. That probably made your milk turn green.
Mm.
It don't
Yeah,
sound too healthy no more because they discontinued it probably after the first year.
actually, yeah. They've been re-showing the episodes because my niece was watching it the other day, I believe. Either that or they must have had a marathon.
it's all
How
good,
did y'all
Davin.
feel about the All Grown Up series?
I didn't really watch that.
I was
It
shying
was
away
All
from it
Grown
at
Up.
first, and then I got into it later because I said I got to continue the story, and then I got a little
Yeah.
older too.
I
They
thought it was
plotted
just
that
like
right on time.
I thought it was like the dream thing. Like, remember they had that in the past? Like, they were showing them how they were all grown up. Angelica was in charge of, like, I think she almost became
Oh yeah.
president. Yeah. She was a lot like her mother. Yeah.
Yo, y'all know I was showing my 90s cartoons. I was showing my daughter Cow and Chicken yesterday. And I was like, whoa, this was Cow and Chicken. The utters, the jokes, the squirt jokes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
She's like, hold on. Don't watch this part. No,
Oh
oh,
no, we
no.
still watched it. That's just reality for you. I was there.
Like,
But
yeah. I hope you
and
can't see what I see now, and you can only see what I saw then.
yeah, that's what I was saying. She's seeing it under a whole different lens. But it was right out there, and I was like, this was right on Cartoon Network. And now we're trying to
Yeah.
swear that they would never show anything like this.
Yeah. But you know what it was is they'll show a lot of that stuff, even like the cussing and all these different things, but they always twist it in a way. But I realized that with this one comedy skit, this one woman, she was talking about how, oh yeah, it's okay to cuss. You just gotta twist it to this way. So she took every cuss word and she turned it into something else. And then at the end of the show, something happened and she was just cussing, but they were all the twisted words. But they were still beeping it out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
No, that's how it is.
Yeah, oh, that's all it is. That throughout the
That,
age, all you do is twist it to a different word.
that's why I liked this show called Kimmy Smith. I think that's what it's, or that's just the main character, Kimmy Smith, something on Netflix. But she always made up her own words for everything. Like the show was really well written. She had a new word, and it was like, show me how energy is always just can be formed into different avenues. Like, yeah, you could say fuck, or you could say ak, or but that, or literally anything. But our culture
Yeah,
just makes us say things and make us feel comfortable about getting it out that way. When really it's just a sporadic energy.
Pretty much.
yeah, that's basically what it is. And as that sporadic energy is coming out, it gets filtered and it becomes these different phrases.
Yeah, you start trying to act like a character is more what I'm saying. And then that bring
Yeah,
about a whole set of scenarios that come with that character instead of your character.
yeah, being just you. Yeah.
'Cause I grew up
Yeah,
around a lot
SpongeBob
of
had a lot of hidden messages. All
oh yeah.
cartoons, if you look at them,
That's the
they're kind
point.
of hermetic. Yeah, there's
That
always multi-layered into
that
different
hermetically
facets
being
too. You can look at them, like, oh, you want to look at them sexual, you can see the sexual nature in there. You want to look at them like as like a esoteric, you can kind of see the different esoteric teachings, yeah,
and
the
See
different
the layers
morals,
within the layers.
yeah,
and me getting into the
layers on
animation,
layers,
the mushrooms and the life and stuff, it speak to me in those same ways and like what makes the animation an animation. Like because
yeah,
it's a art form that's been picked up through like the millennia times past. So so it means so much than like what people will usually pick apart. Because then that picking apart is what the person is just is a role that that story is supposed to put out there. Somebody's supposed to pick it apart. Somebody's supposed to take it too seriously. Somebody's supposed to make it a
yeah,
religion. Somebody's supposed to say, "Oh, I like it a little bit." It's supposed to do all of that.
yeah,
Oh, this is sexual. Oh, this is too sexual. Oh, I like this kind
yeah.
of sexual.
You're supposed to see all of the world in it. Yeah, you're supposed to find all these parts of yourself
Yeah,
because
how else
that's
you
what they're
supposed to
putting
find
all the
yourself
different parts of themselves.
if you leave some out?
It's funny that you say it should become like a religion because I always say a lot of these stories that people now focus on heavily as the main
I'm here.
religions are like stories that these people would use to kind of pass down, just like children's stories now. A certain
Mm-hmm.
type of moral teaching, a certain type of
Mhm.
understanding, a certain, yeah,
And I think that's
And that's the
why
most important part is the
it's
moral
so
teaching.
important.
As long as you get the moral teaching of the story, it don't matter what story it came from. If it could
yeah,
teach me, I'll listen to it.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's why I always say, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles can teach you as much as any
Yeah. And it's so
device.
crazy because like different storytellers have different styles. And
Yeah,
some people like certain styles, so they're into that art or that art of storytelling. But you can listen to any art of storytelling, and still get it. It's
yeah,
just we like certain styles more.
yeah. Well, I always liked a bunch of different styles. I think it's because when I was little, I've always watched even foreign cartoons, foreign stories, foreign movies and stuff. And they'll come at a movie or like something like a love scene in a completely different way, or a horror scene, or yeah,
Yeah.
the way their culture is set up, they can come at it a different way, a different perspective than your natural understanding
I had the same
or
experience,
your
well,
facing.
and then the mushrooms like started bringing stuff back when I say like being realistic about life, because realistic is about your attunement through your experiences. So like all of those things, I ain't just see my mom and dad relationship. So my grandmom, I saw this on TV. I saw this in another country. Even though it was still like scripted, it still wasn't. You know how people can fall for romanticism in an American way or in a Japanese
Yeah,
way? It's like totally different things. So it's
yeah,
like show me what's possible, what's out there, and
yeah.
the avenues. Like
Yeah, these things
yeah,
aren't like, oh, it has to be this one way or it's not
yeah,
going to work.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was getting to, or it's not going to work. It's like, no, it's a huge world where human beings, as
yeah,
this collective simulations, figuring it out. Like we think we know, and then we don't know, or a lot of people think they know until they don't know. They face that transcendental object at the end of time, like Terrence used to say, or they face trying to draw a perfect circle, and like, dang, I actually can't do it. I practice, or I gotta see what the kind of circle I want to make. Float your boat. Hey.
romance was invented by the Romans. Certain types of romance probably were certain main layers of it. This is the romance that you believe should be romance, not like, oh, he picks up his socks is a romance for one,
A
then the other
that
Shakespearean
one.
was
romance.
very romantic. I'm gonna
It
That's
start
was
why
saying
it
that
used
was
to
very
be.
Atlantic, like Atlantean.
If he would just pick up his socks, I'd be in love again. But
Like love is love. Come in many forms. You know you feel it when you feel it.
Like, you gonna love me for life, even if my legs give out. You gotta change my diaper.
Or you feel it.
You gonna love me forever.
Or you feel it even when you never see him again.
Just say it. We're in health. We're in there.
Like, all right, I'll change your diapers, but you gotta change my quality.
That's sweet though. That's sweet in essence. In a essence. Not the essence. A essence.
Yeah, but I've heard old people that they fight for each other, but they'll always be messing with each other just like that.
Yep. And just how much you trying to ride that train out. Like, just keep your awareness here. This is what we doing. We gonna keep it here.
And that's so crazy if you expect that from your partner, but if it happens to your partner, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't say I was gonna do that.
That's why talking is so important.
That's how I love, baby.
Instead of using catchphrases. Instead of trying to win somebody over because you want the draws. The draw's always gonna be there. You'll be surprised. But seriously, that's a real thing. Because I used to go through that. I was one of those people that was like, nice guys finish last, bad guys have a blast. It's like, no, live life and then you'll have a blast. Bad guys is just situating themselves in the position they see themselves situated in.
Man. Rather go the nice guy route because bad guys, they don't have a retirement plan.
Hey, life overall gave me the in between. You know what I mean? Son, my in between. Yeah. I could go into anything. I was just thinking about, well, what's the varying degree? Then what? What do we know? What we feel. Try to make good with it. But not just. Actually, right now, I actually have another animation that I can premiere right now. It's one I've been working on for the past 3 days.
Premiere, y'all. Another one.
I've been working on it. It's been a lot of work.
3 days.
Yeah, because it's been working the means of me learning a new program. I was getting into After Effects. I'll talk about it afterwards, man. I'm just ribbity rabbity. Let me get that thing up. Original. Yep, original. I don't be naming my until later. I was just pressing random keys on the keyboard. It's done, huh? Yeah, but lately I've been going back and renaming stuff because I've been seeing it like corners of my mind. Like, pay a little more attention, then you'll be able to go back and remember something.
Yeah. Trigger memory.
Yeah, like you there, make the best of it. Best. Try to just right click rename.
Hopefully.
I gotta reroute this because it was coming through. Sound was coming. I was working on the music too in this way. It was a virtual keyboard and then like a virtual drum machine where you can like type letters and stuff, and each letter represent like a different drum thing. So it's pretty cool. Without further ado, the screen. I title this so you see it now.
Okay.
Looks like
that's
inside of
dope.
the eye. Looks like you went past the lens.
That's when you see the shit.
Oh, that's dope. Damn.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, that's
Still
dope.
making more eyes.
There go Fredo.
Little just tie.
That's how the universe works right there.
Yeah.
This is how the universe works.
The infinite zoom, the fractal zooming.
I'm oneness with everything.
Man.
Everything.
And then at the end is it should have went out longer. I think I got. And then if you look away, you should see the walls moving. If you watch this and look away.
That was hella dope. Just how you did that in 3 days.
Yeah,
Wow.
let me
Really
click
good.
on this last frame.
You
I like
become
that.
a master magician, man.
You got to put like some
Became a
music
master
to it.
magician.
Oh, y'all couldn't hear the music?
Uh-uh.
Oh, it was on YouTube. Y'all probably got it muted. Y'all can hear.
Oh, yeah, I have my YouTube muted so it won't play over.
Is it like a little peek in there at the end? Hold on, I'll share it on Discord. Play it one more time.
Yeah, psychedelic user. He said he heard it.
All right. For the people in the conversation.
Oh, he's getting new levels.
Hello, I still can't hear from you.
Let me just real life.
Can you hear it, Yoel?
I went to listen to it on the TV.
Oh. Hey, I'm gonna upload a short of it. It's still gonna be around. It's gonna float around.
Yeah, that's real good. I like how you go through all the different esoteric layers, dude.
And me and my daughter was spontaneously coming up with this project too, because this was created alongside with Dolly.
That's nice.
And then I went in Photoshop and had to learn how to paint and do a whole bunch of other stuff so that it can we can collab together and have my imagination intermingling with the AI. Wait, let me move my screen. And intermingling with the AI to a point where we was thinking the same. We was on the same type time. Like me and my daughter was coming up with the prompts to type in for the images to come up together. I would say, Isla, come up with something. What do you want to see? Or where do you want to go? Or I don't even know if that's what I said, but it was so spontaneous. And then I was like, okay. And then I just shaping it around and then went in Photoshop and was getting stuff off Google and painting things in there. Like I was, it's a lot. It's a lot. It was an awesome time. And then going into After Effects to learn how to do the zoom and
After Effects is how you did the zoom.
Yeah, that's the program I never really got into. It was.
Yeah, I was gonna think about trying to do that zoom with some of my different art, but I never really got into it.
It's worth it. I'll send you the one that I was working on, a tutorial I was following. But that's how it is. Zooming out, and then the end was cameras, and the person
We need to
peeking
go
even
ahead and
behind
make
the
that
cameras.
art station. I was waiting for graphic cards to come back down so I can make like a good art station for my niece. Both of them are really good into. One likes to do kind of game art, and the other one's kind of like architectural stuff.
No, it's worth it. I was talking to Jamina earlier, and I was saying the difference in everybody's like a person, and do a lot of things, but depending on the tools that they given at certain
Yes.
times is what they going to
Yeah.
actually be able to do.
Yeah. And then the tools in that time, yeah, giving them the like, it not even they don't even have to have the most advanced, but just something that can get them moving.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill you. Threatening people once you have the right tool.
That's how it is. That's how I keep it open source with this internet stuff. You can't turn it against each other.
Yeah,
Spread love and hate.
yeah. That's what
It don't matter.
I think it was GIMP. GIMP was what I was using when I was looking into the Zoom. I'm not sure if it actually had it in there, but it had a lot of the same things that Photoshop had. GIMP and Krita. GIMP and Krita were the two I was using.
I was saying I downloaded this program. Purple. I think I clicked it, but I don't remember.
Krita?
Yeah. Oh no, the GIMP program.
Oh yeah, you probably did. The one that has that mouse or whatever head on it.
Mm-hmm. It seemed old school, like it'd been around for a long time.
Yeah, I think it has. Maybe at least 5 years at least. I've seen GIMP for a while. I had maybe started using it about 5 years ago. There was the other one that I had like their free thing for a while, but they changed it into this thing where you got to pay monthly no matter what. They got rid of their free part. It was a
I wonder
3D
what
program.
this. I wonder what GIMP is supposed to mean. What is that supposed to even mean? GIMP.
Like esoterically.
Graphics, graphic image
Right.
management program or something like that.
All right. Cool. Yes. Okay. That makes
Then I
sense.
looked it up. The word like if you put it together now as an acronym, it's a from Dutch of unknown. Wait, what? Of Dutch from Dutch of unknown ultimate origin. Why did they even put that? Let me click down. Twisted Silk. Oh, I'm thinking the GIMP too. I used to play with GIMP in elementary school. I'm talking
Oh,
about.
it was a game?
No, it's like these strings, and you used to make the boxes and stuff like that, or a Cobra. You had to weave it together. It was like GIMP, call it.
Oh.
Here, that's what they saying. It to a twisted silk. It wasn't silk though.
Like the wires, the furry wires.
I don't know.
Nah.
It was like a piece of
Yeah,
plastic we made the most out of. Oh, they
GNU
call it plastic
image
lace.
manipulation
Strangeness.
program. Yeah, because it's Linux based.
Cool. Thanks for the blunt.
The king of imps.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever think about while well, I know we thought about it before, but it would just come into my mind why a lot of people in the European countries they talk about fairies and stuff like that. And I was watching Joe Rogan podcast, and somebody brought up that in one of the countries, the word for mushroom is the same word for fairy.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if
Yeah.
Google can help me out.
Yeah. The fairy rings and mushroom rings are the same thing.
Oh yeah, you ever see mushrooms
Mm.
grow in a ring? I've seen pictures
Yeah.
like that.
They say they grow in those rings, they expand themselves out into these. Within that center is the mycelium, and they're trying to spread themselves out into this.
Man, that made me think all of Nintendo's successful video games had to do with the mushroom.
Oh, cool.
Mario, Zelda, with the fairies,
Yeah,
whatnot.
mushroom. Yeah, but I always thought Miyamoto. I think is his name. Miyamoto was like a tripper when he was a kid or something.
Yeah, dude. That's why he don't do interviews that much.
Yeah, maybe like inadvertently or something like that. Maybe he just didn't like know that's what he was doing. But when he used to go out on his adventures, he used to go and trip.
Do you have the full ACO?
Yeah, The Simpsons too.
I'm
A lot of The
trying to
Simpsons you
come up with
see
the new
tripping.
game.
Hey, you well, isn't it like too in Match Creator the substance? Well, I'm saying substance, but the energy of the substance, the entity of the substance, will tell you if another show writer or something was on the same thing. Like not
A
just a
lot of times
similar
too.
thing, but the
Yeah,
same
it's like,
thing.
oh yeah. He's with me. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, like that's my bro. I'm like, yo, that's my bro. Like he know he
yeah,
like he went and did
yeah. He's
this.
You
with me.
see what I see.
Yeah,
We out there chilling in the other reality, and
Mm.
then we made this here,
yeah.
or that substance, like whatever's it. You know how topsy
Yeah, I've
turvy.
seen that too. Yeah, this guy's with me. This guy was on whatchamacallit. This guy knows DMT. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
we
like you're
really
telling
came from
someone.
heaven, y'all. Came from heaven. Just chilling here to have the experience. So once we go back to heaven, I appreciate it, heaven. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
but
for
think about it
existing,
too.
heaven.
Having coming here to have the experience, not all may decide, oh, I'm gonna be the human thing. I'm gonna be the mushroom guy. And
Mhm.
yeah, one day you're gonna come along and we're gonna become one. Yeah. And then we're gonna it's gonna be like Goku and Vegeta when they become one. We're gonna do the dance.
Ooh,
Become
John,
one.
or just slap the earrings on. Eat me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather just slap the earrings on.
But they still had to be in some kind of tunement. They ain't last that long.
You're gonna
That's
do
that.
the dance, Master Creator. You're gonna do the dance.
I just ain't trying to do it wrong.
Do the
I just ain't trying to
dances.
do the wrong dance, and you become the fat Gogeta or whatever. Fat,
Well, that's
whatever.
what happens sometimes.
It's
The old
life.
weak one.
How you know
The
how to get the
super
other one?
fair one. Oh man.
I remember they was
You
ultra
never did
skinny.
heard those people are like, I looked in the mirror and I was extremely thin. Just like zombie. Yeah, you did the fusion wrong. You gotta do it again. Do it again.
I used to practice that rhyme over and over and it was a mantra speaking to just higher levels of processing, like letting it go about. Like, yeah, this human thing is aware of this, like going in the background, like, even if you're not aware of it,
Yeah.
shaping the personality, leading the way, leading his own way, or lead like.
You
If
just
you
made me
think
think
about
of
it too,
something.
since
We start talking about the Dragon Ball Z shit. Because I remember Goku used to try to gather all this spirit bomb shit, like taking things from the living things.
Yeah.
oh yeah, a little
And
bit of
then,
energy.
yeah, a little bit of energy, but sometimes he wouldn't even able to complete it, so he'd gather it off for no reason, and some shit happened. He'd be like, oh!
Oh, because it would take 30 years for it to come out when he
I
first learned
know.
that technique.
Yeah. All the introductions to the first power things was legendarily long.
Yeah.
Because they had to show, ours had to show what was going on.
Mushrooms being like what people call them the flesh of the gods.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
What it may be is it's close to what we would consider like their neuron flesh, and it's that like just like how the mycelium looks just like how neurons are in your head,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's why we're like able to kind of get that same mental alteration through that kind of taking that same flesh.
Yeah, now that they literally seeing that, well, by literally I mean like with the MRI machine, that it has an effect on changing how the brain is working, and
Yeah.
not for just the bad, or not even
It's
for the bad, because it's the bad. The brain don't know good or bad, but it's not like damaging
even
your cells.
even DMT comes out of the roots. So it may have something to do with even the pattern of where these things will be is in the fractal branches that you would, perceive from them.
Fractal,
It's all about these fractal branches.
fractal fruits of nature.
the weird thing is you may come across a planet, or this planet in itself may have just had plants that were just so, highly, that they used to spore out, what we would consider like a psilocybin or something like that. Just being near
Yeah,
them could get you into a certain state.
that's what I was imagining. Like you're just getting high in the air, or it wouldn't be high because it would be the norm.
Yeah, you're normal. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like, you
from
ain't
every
breathe
day that
today?
you grew up, you were on
Go breathe some.
DMT. What would not be on DMT be like? Yeah.
When no, it'd be like going back to the Stone Age a bit, and they'd be like, you ain't go breathe some fresh air. Breathe some of that fresh air. You ain't thinking right, or you seem stuck in a rut. Go.
Yeah.
There's probably already something in the air.
You've been locked inside too much. Yeah.
Air got something in there, like our today's air, or even the things that we're detected probably interact with us in a way that allows us to think in the way that we're thinking now. Like, if we didn't have this and it was another balance, then we wouldn't exist.
In stores and stuff like that, even in food places, they put these scents into like the smell, so people want to buy stuff more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they don't actually just do a real good, thing and just go ahead and like have a little. Yeah, that used to be the old trick. Yeah. The old trick was put your fans next to the kitchen, and the people will come going, "Oh, we're hungry. We smell all that food." Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't
Because it's triggering on another level.
I don't eat fast food that much, so the observance of the smell is more of a observance to me of what it is than gravitating me to it. So
Yeah,
they be really smelling strong. Like, especially if you're not always in there, you can smell like right outside. I'm like, yo, I'm close to some fast food.
They actually have these boxes though that they put into their AC unit that puts that smell into the air in the building.
And it's
even
just
if they're not
magicians at
cooking.
work.
Yes.
I just lit
Play
some
the game.
incense like a half hour ago.
It's subliminal
It's ones that
messaging.
say the heart chakra. Hey, what'd you say,
Yeah.
Alley Cat?
Subliminal messaging.
Mm-hmm. The world is one subliminal message too. I'm about to look up subliminal.
I wonder if people could realize all the different subliminal messages that they get from nature as well. Not just like.
You know, I didn't know how to spell it.
Even like little insects. That's why insects are playing this fear game on people, where people get scared of them. Yeah, insects know what they're doing.
Yeah, they fucking know.
They come up to you and be like,
ever had
"I'm
roaches.
you, as ugly as you think. I'm you." And you're like, "No, you ugly thing, get away." Kill it. But it's really you trying to break out of that other parallel. Hurry up! Get me out of
There we
here!
go.
Kill me! And my suffering.
I want to be divine again.
I want to be a god like you were. Please take me away from this.
But it'd be funny if different like animals had like different like beliefs like that. Where if you get killed by this animal, then you become it, or you do this. What if they had certain religious type things as well?
Well, if you think about it, bees can only sting you once and they die, right?
Yeah.
So they're like
they could.
kamikaze. Is that it?
Yeah, they could have like they could all be crazy. Tweet could have them like all crazy in there. You'd be feeling bad for the bees if you were really talk to them.
I know they all under her hormonal spell.
Yeah, like man.
What's the
I didn't
stuff
know
they
all
put
y'all
out?
bees are all hopped up like that.
Pheromones. That's what it is. Under her pheromones.
Yeah.
Like, I thought this what I wanted to do. Like, I could have made my own beehive, or I could have just live my
Yeah.
week out. Only I don't live that long.
But to them, that's a whole lifetime. Oh, there's
What
not.
is this?
You
All
know,
it
when
takes
you're
is
on,
one
on
bear.
DMT, you can hear the birds. But when they're talking, a lot of times they're talking about different parts of nature. They're like, "Oh, the sun's coming in the morning." You hear them talking about the sun coming, and then they start to kind of, "Oh, this guy's over here. Look at this guy over here. He's doing stuff." And they'll be over there watching you.
Yep. Because for every action, it's a thing behind it going. You think that things are walking blindly. Like I'm thinking when you was talking, I was thinking
Yeah,
about ducks walking and they walk past you. Like they don't try to walk through you. Like what are they
yeah,
thinking at that moment that they making that circle, forming that moment? And if you're like relaxed enough, you'll just see it play out. Like you'll I used to say, when I was first doing mushrooms like more regularly, I was saying that when people make up voices for their dogs, I be saying that's their dog actually talking. They just talking
yeah.
through the person.
Translating, yeah. You're the translator.
You think you're just playing around, but it's usually right on point too. And you put that
Yeah,
voice on and stuff.
They
yeah. Give me some
have,
food. I want food.
so you're
Oh,
telling
you
me
uh-huh.
that what's his name? Son of Sam. You know,
From where?
the killer, Son of Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
From
You have to
Yonkers,
keep
New York.
talking.
Yonkers, New York. Son of Sam. He said he killed because his dog told him to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just because your
But this
dog
dog
tells
was
you to
like, "You
kill
deserve to
somebody
go to
doesn't mean
jail.
it
You
doesn't
deserve to
mean
go to
that
jail
you're
for
gonna
beating
listen
me
to
that
it.
day. Remember when you
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
If your
me,
dog tells
Sam?
you to
Son
kill
of Sam?"
somebody doesn't mean you listen to it. Think about it though.
Oh,
Because the
yeah.
dog is now living in a mindset where it's more of a like a predator and stuff. Oh, that person messed with you? Yeah, I'd kill him. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
would do. It if I was a dog, I'd grab him by the neck and I'd strangle and keep shaking it.
Not
You as a
thinking like a
person go,
human.
nah, dog. That's not what we do as a people.
Yep. Let me show you a little something. All about having dominance. Knowing who you are realistically. Like I said,
Yeah,
the mushrooms
yeah,
do.
knowing, yeah, you,
Like you could be an imagination and it's real, but still bring you to that imagination as you. Yes, the dog is talking
yeah,
to you, but are you really going to go and listen to the dog? Like
yeah. You ain't
he
got to do
only a
what the dog
dog.
says.
The fuck?
Yeah,
Someone came up to you like they're like, "Yo, I don't like how that person talks to you, or talks to me. I'm gonna go kill him." Like, are you gonna listen to
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Man,
Oh,
every
a
time a
person?
killer says some like
Some people do.
semi-retarded
Yeah,
thing
some
like
people
that, it's
do.
like they're just pulling anything out their air. It's like a little kid lying to you, like, "How'd you get that in your hand?" They just come out like snap just like spitting his air, and they expect us to believe it. Like, come on, it's because my dog told me to. That's
Hey,
why
Well,
you
he
put that out there.
dog's been eating homework.
it was some lady that said that the devil told her to drown her kids. So,
Yeah.
like, and she
Well,
did
the
it.
It's
thing is,
funny
yeah, you
how
get
the
a
dogs,
certain belief,
how
no
the
matter
dogs.
what level it is on, yeah, you can go along with it. But then other people kind of will use that same excuse for their defense.
It's funny how the animals don't tell them to hurt themselves. You know,
Some cats. I know cats one of the.
No, but even down to where you have certain things that actually are on certain cats that can alter the brains of the people that they're around. And
actually,
these people that actually have to keep these cats around them because there's like it's like this parasite. Let's call it a parasite. It's kind of like a symbiote that kind of decides that you and the cat need to be buddies.
Yo, it was a Family Guy episode recently, and they got a cat for one episode, and the cat had bit Meg, and Brian kept saying, "Hey, we can't trust this cat," but the humans can't always hear animals talk, just sometimes. So it was like a
Yeah.
sneaky sly cat, and then they had put this spell on Meg, scratching her neck. It didn't bite her, like put a little scratch. and she saw it as like her
Oh yeah.
sexual pleasure. She's like, oh, and they was dancing in the room.
Cat down the road. It got big.
Happens to the best of us. All of these cats
Yeah.
and beings always are saying even things that people wouldn't realize in their everyday situation. Like how I see with animals, they can give esoteric scenarios out at you. That's why they just worship as gods and stuff in the past. Like just seeing what they
Yeah.
normally do, like what they're doing. We always then the most science ever try to take out of it though, which to most people get so condescended into one thing is, oh yeah, the animals are just survival of the fittest. Like this is what we observed about them. That's it.
Yeah.
They fight to survive and evolve to survive, and that's it. You know,
They
like
don't
really,
have a soul.
yeah, I
They
had no
don't have
song.
feelings.
Even with dogs, some dogs that are more aggressive, some dogs are. I've had dogs that, if another dog like messes with it, their reaction really actually isn't actually to get into a fight. They're more of a like, hey, person. That dog's acting crazy. I'll
Always
cry to
those
you,
fun
person.
types.
Protect me from this crazy animal.
And you'll see that happen
I am
too.
not wild. I am sophisticated. High society.
It was somebody I was working for a while ago. They had their dog had about 8 puppies, and then one of their puppies had puppies again. So it was like
18.
15 dogs. A lot of dogs in the house. She had to like get help get rid of them. She found something else in the moment. But it was I saw all they different personalities, and I got to see them for like a good 2-3 months, like probably like 5 months, but like they life, and it was really they were all their individual things. Some run up to you, some sit back wait to be petted, some don't want to get pet, some run around in
Yeah.
circles, other watching the other one in
Oh, yeah.
circles.
I've seen all different types of personalities. Yeah. Ones that like to be near you. Ones that'll give you that want to give you a kiss. Ones that look at you like I ain't kissing nothing. And yeah.
You think they still have their wolf instinct in them, or is it bred out to be displayed now?
Well, I think it's just like people. I think anybody still has that instinct layer in them. It's just that different amplifications from their personality and how much they want to trigger it in any type of emotional or situation.
All dogs still got teeth.
But if you look like a Chihuahua, because it's put in a situation, it's more likely to trigger its wild instincts because it puts itself in fear situations more because it's small.
Most
Yeah.
barkingest of the
So
barking dogs.
if you
Yeah.
took the mind of a Chihuahua and put it inside of like a Doberman, it'd probably be a really aggressive, really mean dog,
Yeah.
taking
It'll
people
be a
down.
hyena. It'll become a hyena at that point.
Yeah.
That's how my dog is. My dog is a Chihuahua Corgi, and we thinking terrier mix, but definitely Chihuahua Corgi because it's that Chihuahua mix. Got him from the place, but he's a real cool, thoughtful dog. But in moments when it's something he want, or hey, we had to like really get with him over the years with food or something, he'll turn into something else. Or when he got going to 100 people in my neighbor house, steal the bone from their dog and hurry up and run back to the house underneath the bed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then like
Yeah, you'll
really
see
be
it all.
snarling at you. Turn.
Yeah, you'll even see tactics stuff like that. Fake tactics, like, oh, well, he took this over there, and he got the dog all interested in this. Then he took what the dog had and ran off.
You ever seen a human snarl at you?
A human snarl at me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Wild man ninjutsu. What's the word?
Yes, I have. Hey, Ninja.
Oh no, Wild Man Ninja? Pop
You
in when
said
you
there's
can.
8G. What is 8G like? Starting to use infrared data transmission?
Right. Somebody said from
Yeah.
what I've just heard, China. What did you hear about it?
8G.
I didn't hear none. I didn't hear a glimpse of that yet.
Yeah. Yeah. 5G is basically up to a high frequency data transmission in the radio frequency range. But I think it's like up to 6 gigahertz. So, but after a while, radio frequency transmissions turn into thermal transmissions.
All right.
Infrared frequency scale, EMF frequency scale.
I
We
was
could
looking at
explain why
this.
Eric B feels the hurts while he's in China.
Oh yeah,
He did say it happened once he made it well, basically touched down in China and start getting these feelings of hurts of
yeah.
high frequencies and high hurts.
Well, feeling gigahertz is in the microwave, so those are basically things that you can feel. You know, just because you have water in your body, you can feel their temperature, and they would make you actually vibrate.
Yeah,
With the
that's
way
why they say
his body is sensitive,
don't
he's
stand in front
sensitive.
of it.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
stand
looking
in
it
front of the
up.
microwave.
It's talking about 8G being in some countries eventually. Talking about 10 countries use 7 and
What do they
8G.
need 8G for? Why is
I know,
8G
but when
so
I
high?
click on the article, it's not
Data
talking about
compression.
8G at all. It's just they talking about 5 and 6
Yeah,
And
data
6G is
click
already
bait
high as hell.
sites.
You could say like the higher the frequency, the more data you can compress in each
And jam it into
um,
that device.
in each cluster. Yeah. So like the Wi-Fi being on like the 2.4 gigahertz is like I think it's like yeah compared to the 5 gigahertz that the new 5G is on is like 10 times more. So it's like 10 to 100, 10 to 1,000, I think. Yeah.
I'm looking at it now. It's saying countries using the ultra fast 7 and 8G network. It has United States in there. It varies from
Yeah.
18 megabytes a second to
Y'all
Yeah.
South
think it was true
Korea.
when they
God.
was saying like how
Yeah, North
using
Korea has
Bluetooth
the
and stuff?
fastest. Yeah, South Korea. I mean, yeah, South Korea has always had the best internet in the world.
Y'all remember that saying they said using cell phones and shit is putting tumors in our brain because of the radiation from the
Oh
phone
yeah,
and how we always have
yeah.
it on
They've
our
never
ear like a
actually ever
Bluetooth.
found any tumors in
Yeah.
people's
I
brains
think that's
since.
a folklore.
Yeah,
All right,
there was
cool.
like it's a possibility because they were saying that no, they hadn't done any testing, and they were going to say but they never really started to find any type of abnormalities from the different radio frequencies that people are because the sun is actually putting out high frequencies all the time because of our atmosphere as well. The way that our planet does its EM field,
Hmm.
we get hit with a good range of it like downshift a whole lot of those high frequencies to a lower frequencies. That's why when you go outside, you feel the sun on your body. It's hitting you with
Radiation.
electromagnetic spectrums of like unseen and seen.
It's just not concentrated in some magical way, so it's not as scary.
Yeah, yeah. The difference
Unseen.
between
That's
these,
like a funny. That made me imagine like a concert goer or somebody that people hecka love to go see their concert and shit, and this person is purposely on stage soaking up everybody's energy from the crowd. Like, give me your energy, you fools!
oh yeah,
Or
well
they even
Scream
make a
that's
for
spirit
me!
bomb.
yeah. It's basically what they're doing though, in different ways. They want to take their energy in certain ways, and then implant them with a certain type of energy as well.
It was this show called Danny Phantom. You ever hear of that show?
Yeah, yeah,
He's
Yeah,
able to
that
go to the
Nickelodeon
ghost world.
cartoon.
yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
show. It was this girl in the ghost world called Amber, and she had this song called Amber, you will remember. And then it was just Amber, you will remember my name, and she like was collecting souls and stuff like that. And then it was funny. But then she wound up being. Well, I saw her. I don't think
Yeah.
she.
Yeah, but it specs up to 300 gigahertz, so up to 300 G possibility into the future
Damn.
before they actually start to hit you with things. But they'll probably be multi-directional. So, like in certain microwave antennas, they won't actually be. They'll be beam antennas. There'll be certain zones or certain areas where these things are kind of beaming high energy transmissions and probably actual electricity between certain places using kind of directed microwave antennas, low loss direct microwave antennas.
Yo, I was just thinking of oh, just the ultra conspiracy, like some people bad people so called using those to control people and stuff like that, like by directing them at people, like we was talking about earlier. But I was saying that happens in another way through like
Yeah.
the advertisement and with how people think they like something or why people.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's too hard
Yeah.
right now for them. They don't know the algorithm of the to kind of push a frequency into your head. So the best way for them to do that is just do it the
Commercials.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
The,
the old
the
fashioned
visual,
way.
the sound, the visual and the sound. Like that's what's so dope about the TV commercials or just ads in general, because it's not just a visual commercial, and it's not just
Yeah,
a audio commercial. It's a mix.
yeah, it's a whole illusion.
And then, like,
And got
let's
you
say
for 10
you
seconds.
need to feel refreshing because basically you don't feel refreshed, and it has like a soda commercial where refreshing, and they pop the soda or whatever, and make it. You might think
Right
like,
on
damn,
time.
yeah, right when you see that soda, you don't even know why you bought it at that moment.
Starlink has
First,
potential.
you need it to feel refreshing, so it's kind of like,
Mhm.
damn, I don't know why I'm getting this, but
Mm-hmm.
here it goes. Bring it
No,
to the counter.
no, everything ties together because everybody is no reason to fight reality all the time. Like I don't drink soda that much, but my mom she drinks a lot of Pepsi, and she grew up with me grew up drinking Pepsi around me. So she was buying some groceries for me, said she wanted to help me out and stuff, and then she ordered some Pepsi, and I was drinking that Pepsi just thinking about her because she on the other side of the country. So
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
oh
how
Yeah.
man.
that's why they like to do that though. You see them in
Mm-hmm.
the commercials, kind of pulling back these nostalgic memories by playing that. Oh, remember when? Yeah,
Yep. I know what roles I'll be playing. That's what I said. Don't fight it. I don't fight it all the time. I was like, that's what I'm
yeah, but yeah, that's
looking
the thing
back.
about these roles. You don't have to fight them. Yeah, you can use them to
Yeah.
your advantage. Oh, I want to feel a little good right now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel some.
Yeah.
That's what I was going
Right.
for.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be wide open, awake, and paranoid all the time.
Mm,
No, the
yeah,
thing you pair
Never
can
take
be.
yeah, they getting me. They.
evil
I'm like, yeah.
motherfuckers.
No, you've been hurt. You just simply.
So I was like, yeah, you need to sit down. Come sit down on the couch. Here's some mushrooms.
Because I want you to be able to perform these spells right, and I want to see you do it good. Like, I want to see how it is. Probably learn something from you, and that's really how I be. I like to learn from other people, and I learned so much that I see that I learned a lot from everything. Like I didn't really see. Well, I did see things as good or bad, but myself was still like doing things, even if it had to get it out through pranks and stuff like that, or playing with my friends in middle school and like playing like clicking each other with the rubber band bullets and everything. Just little menaces here and there.
But then even these things too, you see the different like layers of how they kind of in that moment they can be good and bad together. Like especially when you go back through mushrooms and you look at them, and you're like, oh, okay, I see why I like doing this, but why it's always getting me in trouble. Like I stop doing it
I
that
know.
way. I can still do it. I just not doing it that way.
Yeah, it showed me. I was trying to be like the people that was. I just had like a select group. So anything they was getting into, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to search for friendship and stuff like that. For something.
Yeah.
For searching for something.
Yeah. Like I like hanging out with a certain set of people, but I don't. Yeah, but I don't need to actually do this to actually hang out with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's like that.
Yeah.
If it was even
And
like
then
that
you
back
also,
then, because they was always doing more. I just always made they things better. Like I made the rubber band bullet stronger, or I made our schemes better.
yeah,
Made their
you were doing
schemes
the
better.
Usopp. You're like Usopp in there. I got equipment adjustments. I got upgrades. Here we go. Yeah. Here's your plasma pack. Like what? Like yeah. The instructions are in the back.
Like you ride along with us. You about this? You about this? I'm like yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone I'm just here. I'm just floating really. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
here.
I'm just here to make sure y'all don't drop your IDs.
I know.
Okay. Everybody's gonna keep their mask on,
We ain't
and
getting
you're
caught.
not gonna use y'all's names again.
That's really me to this day. Even though when I do it fast and more flowing, I just got that algorithm going in the machine.
Yeah, but that's how it is. Like, oh, I don't see any problem with y'all being, doing this action of what other people may perceive as criminal. I'm just trying to make y'all do it the best way for the most people.
Let's make this work for everybody.
There was a guy who was a bank robber who was like that in this movie. It was like, yeah, we don't need to shoot people. You had like the whole thing because then it's gonna go into a murder charge. This is that.
Yeah,
We don't need to do this type of thing.
He was talking about earlier about the mushroom showing you a different situation. It showed me that situation a couple times, a couple months ago, and I kept saying that too. That would have been me, because it was like somebody in a drug situation. I went through this phase. I was watching like, gangster movies, like the person growing up, they trying to get some money, they got this plan but don't got enough for it. The friend come along, oh, I got this drop, I got the and it was showing it in different ways. I was watching this horse movie that literally took place in Philly, up the street from where I grew up at, and it was just happening in different ways. I was like, that's how it would go if you just keep going that way. Like, yeah, I do need to do this so then I can feed everybody in the end. And then they always get caught or something bad happens. So I was like, all right, let's not do that.
Yeah. Mushroom showed me that too, how dominoes will play out from one decision. Yeah, it'll just keep rolling. Now that you played that role, the only way to stop it is to get off that domino track.
Mm-hmm. And they were saying, if you want to do that, it's gonna be unique to you, but you see how it's happened all similar in all these movies.
Yeah.
It is some lucky ones. It is some lucky ones. We don't know their name because they did so good.
Yeah. Well, they didn't get caught. Yeah.
Yeah. But still, if the mushroom be showing me something, I'll be like, all right, yeah, okay. Let's not be the dummy right now. It's like, oh, I did watch that on TV. Now what's happening? Or somebody did say that, and I was like, that ain't gonna happen. Why did I even say that ain't gonna happen in a way? Like, it sounds like certain inflections that I see come to me. It's coming from a certain attitude about it. Like, it ain't gonna happen because you know it ain't gonna happen, or it ain't gonna happen because you just like wishing it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Even I was looking at user's message. Yeah, a lot of those people. Yeah, even selling weed. A lot of people got caught up trying to like get in there, thinking that they could make a whole lot more money than they could. I will try to do the grow house. I'm gonna try to do this and doing that, and then all that extra kind of catches up with them.
That's why I like the experience that GTA made. Where you got to meet these drug dealers from all these different perspectives. And then like one of them died, or you can try to keep them to stay alive. Like if this happened, I did it right there. I'm cool.
Well, when we start getting legal everywhere, it ain't gonna be a bad
It
thing
ain't
to
gonna be
do. It'll
about
be like,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like, getting into the life of selling that other shit, that's when your life really kind of changes. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like as long as you don't sell that other shit, I feel
Well,
like you should be
especially
good.
with that other stuff is that stuff you can't source at all from yourself.
Yeah,
No
you
growing.
gotta go to the devil.
Yeah.
How much do you need, Ty?
And I need like I write it on a piece of paper.
Jay, like, I don't
As I
care what.
turn my whiskers.
Yo, on Cow and Chicken, I was surprised that I thought the devil character was only in a couple episodes. He was in every episode, tempting Cow with stuff. She wanted to be a star, and she started taking pictures of her. She wanted to quit. Said, "No, you on the stage. Come on."
He was always
I knew something was wrong with that cartoon. That devil didn't have on no clothes.
sorry. He was always pushing.
He was the best. His character pointed out a lot of stuff about the looseness of reality, because he didn't really attune to anything. He was just seeing what he could do. He was
Yeah, he
there to
was
see
trying
what
to
he
get
can
the
do.
desire out. Yeah.
Like,
Let me
huh,
get your
yeah.
desires.
Like talking in question form and as a statement at the same time. So it's up to you how you take it. That's me a question, or is he saying this? That's the devil. How it is.
He was working though. It's
That's
because
how it
he's
is when you
on
get
like
freedom of choice.
no,
Mhm.
it's that red Buddha. There's this thing of the red Buddha. There's like a certain type of Buddha that
Talk
is
about
like
it.
kind of crazy like that. He's like always going around trying to have sex with the women, drinking all your wine, and he's like the guy that show up, smoke all your weed.
They call
And
him
you're like,
Future
how does this
today.
give me enlightenment? And he's like, yeah.
Oh,
They
you're
say
saying about how
before
you
you
get
reach
enlightenment?
enlightenment,
How what did he say?
He's like one of these guys that's like, you could tell or feel from the energy that I'm doing, like you don't want to have these energies or things like that, or he do like these things where this is all an illusion, this is all it's like a joke anyway, and yeah, he's one of those guys.
I'm one of those guys. It's there.
Yeah. Well, that's the spectrum layer. You can be one of the 108 different layers of Buddha.
Once you
I
see
think it
what's
was
there, some
108.
incarnation. I don't think you reincarnated as this Buddha, reincarnated as that one.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you think about it, or the force you see yourself flowing with, you could look at the chart and you be like, "Oh, there I go right there."
Yeah, I kind of got into it.
Seriously, gotta look at it from a different angle. They try to get you just look at the paper or look at something else. You gotta look at both. Like that weird. You know how to take good angles when you're taking a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Red Buddha, and you was talking about I was thinking about Future and other artists. It was another artist that popped in my head, but it went away. He'll come.
I was looking at that artist 1000, I think. Because I was trying to get back into that acrylic painting.
Oh, psychedelic. You just said my question about Hinduism. Why do they? Wait, let me make this. Why do they claim there is 33 million gods or 330 million gods, but in the Vedas there's 33 gods? Where are these?
I guess it's because it's like the different like spectrum entanglements of the different like hey, have you ever seen like the thing like with Indra's net and how like in each like each dewdrop of this great net of the universe reflects the everyone, and in each dewdrop is its own
Thing?
existence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Existence is a lot better.
kind of like the parallel realities type thing. That you now see the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's like bunch of Indras, all even different Brahmas. Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking to tag along. Even when people throughout the time, when they were reading the Vedas and everything, they got the so-called enlightenment factor, where they see how gods are created or how they're tuned into, so you can know what it is, like what that energy is about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then in their own individual experiences, they came across their own versions of it, which was still as much of a god quote as the Shiva, as Brahma and everything else. Oh, Brahma was
Yeah.
more of a force, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Nah,
Even like the
Like
one,
this is cousin.
even like where you, and a lot of these forces too, when you get to that position, you take on that essence. So okay, now you are Indra. You got to that position of Indra. You're gonna do what Indras do. That's the essence of you. You're gonna be now the storm or whatever. Yeah. If you are the essence of love, you're gonna do what love does. It's not that you're gonna change what love is. You now become that essence. And a lot of those things, they show you how they cycled through, like the Indras, how certain Indras had been reincarnated as insects, and how they kind of cycle up to try to get through and become Indra again.
Wait, what's a Indra?
sounds like a
It's
dragon, huh?
well, yeah, divine
Indra.
Lord of the Gods, like type thing. Yeah. Basically, what Zeus and them was always claiming, what the head god always claims. I'm the head god now. Everybody has to follow me. It's funny that it's always usually the sky god too. Shango, he considers himself the king god. He's lightning. When Thor takes it from Odin, he considers himself he's the lightning, the sky god. Sky lightning. I'll hit you with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
That was funny. Did you watch that Thor movie, the last one, with Zeus
No.
doing the lightning bolt tricks?
What happened with it?
Zeus was doing these lightning bolt tricks with his lightning bolt. He was kind of like one of them stage wizards. Like, Shazam! Spinning it around,
Yeah, I'm
catching it
thinking like
behind his back.
moving the metal to make the thunder sound and stuff.
Yeah, shaking it and twisting it, yeah. Making it disappear, making it reappear over here.
That's how that movie with The Rock was when they was going in the Jungle Cruise.
Oh
And
yeah.
then to find out he was a spirit the whole time in the
Yeah,
end.
that was good. Yeah, that was a good one.
Isn't it wild? I was thinking the actors that play out the lifetimes through movies and stuff. But nothing
Yeah.
is never what it just seems. They ain't just learn that role and play it.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey had something like that once. He was talking about like how these kind of essences take them over, and they become these people when they act them.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey is just another actual actor that he's playing.
It's just like with things be talking so much. Mushrooms shows everything. When I'm watching YouTube and I'm watching GTA, I've been getting that thought of idea of when people, it's an open world environment where you could do anything. People did the missions at first, do the storyline, then they had the online. People kind of do whatever they want, but then they like satisfied by doing the missions, getting the updates. But then it's people in the game that make up stories and storylines and skits and stuff in that game.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining. It's like, who said to do this? But it's like the force like is still going into it and say, hey, we can do this, we can act like this, we can be anything. And now you can even mod the game and be other characters and play them out,
Those out
dress
into
up.
a new creation.
Yeah, the fan fiction sometimes ends up being the better storyline too to stay with. Yeah.
Let it go. Let it be open
Seen
source.
some of the fan fictions of Dragon Ball?
A couple. I got caught up on some on YouTube because I thought I was listening to the manga, and it was like a
Yeah.
fan fiction manga. I was like, yo, this was just as good. Thought this happened.
Avalon. I think Dragon Ball Z Avalon was one.
Oh,
There
that's
was
the
like one.
old one, I think.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Legends. They like did it in a different world. It was like a parallel universe. I showed it to creator. I'm not sure if you saw it.
I saw Legends
But yeah,
before. I just pulled it up.
no, this one is like it's like a quick short. Like they're at the tournament and they're fighting, and Broly shows up, and yeah, he beats up Chi Chi, and then Goku gets all pissed off.
Oh, they probably made that for the card game. It was like a
Maybe,
little
but it
short
was
or
just like
something.
real short. Yeah, but yeah, stuff like that. Those little fractal branch offs that become part of like just one world, and even just like in a world too. Like in Half Life, a lot of those people started modding Half Life, like you were saying, and
Yeah.
Half Life actually evolved into a whole nother part of the story, and that's what they used, I think, for that Alex story.
Yeah, I kind of played myself with that. I jumped right to Alex.
Oh no, not that Legends. What is it?
No, this
Look up
something else. This something else.
the Legend of Dragon Ball. Legend of Dragon Ball. It's like a short on YouTube.
I probably can't play it on here. But
Yeah,
I'll
you
save it
don't
up.
play it. Yeah, you'll probably get copyrighted.
Oh, yeah, it came out a month ago. I saw this.
Yeah.
I saw this. He said it took like 4 years to make it.
Yeah.
Everyone must have been stopping. I know the deal. Do other projects.
Yeah, I'm doing other things. Yeah, you get caught into everything.
When the obsession comes, the obsession comes. Like you can force it, and you'll just be sitting there. Like it really is like if you want to say in human terms of
I used
possession.
to
Even though I see it as a flow.
yeah, Half Life PC is good. I used to like a lot of these different like Street Fighter would do. That's where I got most of the story for Street Fighter from, like all the different side things that branched off the different anime and manga that came out of Street Fighter. Gave a whole other perspective to that game. I used to love those characters.
I used to see it around, but I was too young to really pay that much. But I didn't pay that much attention to it. But I used to see it on. I used to see, and they made the Mortal Kombat films.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was the other one. Yeah. You get their backstories, and you like a certain character, even if that character is not really the main one. Like I used to like I think it was one of the Sub Zeros. He was one. He was the one that they never really put in the movies. I think he may be the
Sub-Zero
Sub Zero.
variation?
Is he the Sub Zero? Because in Mortal Kombat, Sub Zero is always changing. Like he's always dying, or he's like the Hanzo, so he goes back to his village. And
Oh, I
he's
know
not
about
really.
Hanzo. Now, you reminded me of when I used to read manga more back in the past. There was this Hanzo name that kept popping up.
Yeah, and ninjas is I think it might be in like Captain or something like that. It's like a head ninja or something like that most of the time. Hanzo.
Yep.
You always see Hanzos.
Yeah, Hanzo is a ninja from Japan, trained in the art of ninja from the moment he could stand.
Yeah, you always get a Hanzo. And Jubeis. I used to love a good Jubei because I got that liking Jubei animes from Ninja Scroll. They used to have like little side story Jubei anime after that. It was like this Ninja Scroll 2 where he had to fight this Christian guy who turned himself into a dragon.
A Christian guy that turned into a dragon?
Yeah.
I see why they banned that one. Nobody heard of that.
That's the real
You gotta
dragon in
get-
sleep's clothing. And clothing.
Yeah, he turned into, yeah.
Fascinating time. For all that is
Yeah.
worth. And it's
Yeah, I was
worth
thinking
it.
about the different AR systems that might be coming out soon.
Because if you would have said that statement 90
Oh,
years ago, maybe even 60, they would have killed you.
yeah, I'd be in trouble for what? What he
I
turned
enjoy
into?
my freedoms.
No, it was in something I saw. Like, no, you said it.
Those respects, I had privilege as a mother.
I use the time privilege for that.
No,
You
but
know, a
that's
lot of
all
times,
I was gonna say that's all things that I learned though. Or even being able to, like, in my world, be brave enough to go live and put this together. Like, you was bringing up all those phrases in my elementary school I used to see on the wall. Like, we stand on the backs of shoulders of giants and stuff. And it's like people
oh
that
yeah,
did amazing things, and what we do now is pick up and see what's going on and come up with what's the journey on next. That's kind of how I always analyzed the world around me when I did have to have an analytical sense that I
yeah.
wasn't running away from.
Yeah, you kind of see that too. Like, where you kind of stand from where your parents kind of left off, even though you've taken different steps from that position. Yeah.
Yeah.
They still that walked you up to that point.
Seriously. Even you'll see yourself taking similar jobs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is how we maintain. Like, you didn't even think about, oh, I'm doing this because my mom, because my dad this, and you find out, oh, I had that job a long time ago. Similar, blah blah blah. They start changing that up. Like right now, my mom texted me, we got too much talent in us right now. We gotta make something out of this. I'm like, we both on the same type time. And she wanted to be a model back in the day. Like, and she still can in a lot of respects.
Well, she's seen the stuff that you've been posting too, especially since you've been putting it out there where you can, she might not
She out
tell
there more
you,
than
but
me. She just gotta,
she
like you
on that
said,
just
see
time
what I'm
now.
saying.
She on that just time now. You got that as one of the tabs.
Uh-huh. That now when I be telling her stuff or talking, not even telling her but talking, she be like, "Oh yeah, uh-huh." Back in the past, she be like, "What?" Or "Who's like that?" No, no, no. It was a huge resistance, but it
Yeah.
was just because of culture and maintaining. And I was like, I got all these different cultures coming up out of me that from watching TV and just relaxing, seeing it in different ways. Let me see.
The
Even what
thing
we
is,
going through
you
now.
realize this through you now that she has all these things as well.
But
Mm-hmm.
the shows I used to watch did have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. They did have a little bit.
Bring back the magic. Like everything was magic the whole time. Like you're okay. You're like, huh? Oh, I am. That sight I think changes a lot. Cause you even I was thinking about atheists and how people are like on the extreme of being atheists, on the extreme of being God fearing, like, oh, I fear the Almighty God, Creator of everything, so I
Yeah.
shouldn't do anything. And it was like, oh, it's just us here and our thoughts. I mean, not even our thoughts, because they don't even explain that, but just like it's just this, that's it. But it's like that combination. I experienced both of those. I experienced them in many lifetimes, but in this lifetime, I experienced that as well, where I was like went to the atheist character, but I see the significance of it and like how I analyze the world around me and seeing it
Yeah,
in a
the
different
logic
way.
base. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes one
that's why
plus
I
one
say
is
these
two.
parts of your intelligence aren't something that you get rid of. Is you realize, oh, this is what it's for. I was using it for this over here all the time too, and I don't need to. I can use that for what it's for. just for what it's for, and so much simpler. Yeah,
Yeah. And then you
it's like
start doing
trying
that
to
with
get like a
everything.
yeah. It's like you have the right tool for the right job instead of like trying to jimmy rig another tool to work.
Got everything
Like
you
I was
need.
saying with Theo, like with language, you realize we speak to each other so that we can kind of transmit on a certain logical layer, but to ourselves, we can kind of experience ourselves in a whole nother layer, not just kind of telling ourselves a worded story, but fully experiencing our minds. And you start to get these like mind dreams.
Headphones. Yeah, you do get the
Believe
mind dreams. I never heard that. That's nice. Yeah, mind dreams.
completely lucid layers of yourself exposing.
I was I was on a good dose of mushroom, and I was talking to Jameen, and I was saying, man, it was showing me how I was kind of not wasting my time, but putting too much pressure because it was something that hit a chord in me where it was like, I want to show I can't die until I show everybody everything that's going on right now. And like with my like in my mind space, in my mind dreams. Like so I just gotta
Yeah,
show all of it all the time. Like it's like, hold up. It's gonna be shown in different ways. And it was coming out of me trying to do projects or trying to get different things in certain ways. Or just going overboard, like even with me projects, like remember to get some water. Remember, go play
yeah,
with my daughter again. Remember, do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I was like,
But
it's
I
gonna
think that's
happen.
why the AIs and stuff that people are coming up with these AIs and stuff like this now, because they want to be able to go, okay, I'm going to use this now to express parts of myself, and I will have time to go play with my daughter, go interact,
Exactly.
get more of that experience. Yeah,
That's how I see it. You well. That's how I'm using it. Matter of fact, as soon as it came, them sparks of imagination started coming to the dream field, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is like me having a team right now."
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's the mind. It's always just about the mind. Period. The flesh is the flesh. Like we still love the person, but you don't want. I don't want to rule a person trying to get a certain idea out of him, and I'm not at the part where I
yeah.
can
You don't
pay
want to take
him.
his time, away from his
Yeah,
family and his
yeah.
water.
And I don't have enough money to pay him for his lifestyle to support him. So
Yeah,
till I get to all the roundabouts, the AI is coming up in a way to get things handily done. And those the algorithms that's been translating back into my life too. Like as the machine person, the
yeah,
multi-dimensional machine. You don't know that much about, but like you can have algorithms going that just work for you, even if it's in other
yeah.
dimensions that layer onto here.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. How I've been seeing these things too, where a lot of these words have been trying to be demonized, even like through different like groupings now, because they're seeing them only being used in certain ways, like as marketing tools. But if you really look, these things are like how a lot of the universe is kind of showing you itself, even the synchronicity and stuff like that.
Think it's real. Like with the prompts and stuff I come up, I fully imagine them before I like type them fully in. Like when I'm alone, like chilling and stuff, and I be
Yeah,
looking for one that got close to what I was imagining, and it sometimes it be on, and then I got
yeah.
Photoshop to combine the vision even more.
Yeah, and then it's so sync that you'll then see things that synchronize to the images that you just created in like the world as you're going out.
Yeah, it's like, hey, buddy, soon I'll have a form and be sitting right next to you.
Yeah,
Don't just see me as a box. But I don't see it as a box already. But unless I turn around and say, hey, box. But even I just looked at the box and I'm seeing the dust
yeah,
on there and the way that is the light is hitting it and some dust is denser than the other one. I see like this whole being with this face and legs and
yeah.
arms. Never ending story.
But that's what I was saying. Oh, the AR technology, like Apple's supposed to be releasing those goggles and stuff like that. And I think that's why a lot of these different like 5G, 6G and stuff like that are actually coming now, because before they weren't really that necessary for that much data transfer. But when you're wearing something that's always going to be transferring mass quantities of data back and forth, yeah, to be in a full simulated environment, maybe even like it doesn't have the full processing in there. It's just like a semi processor, graphical processor, just because.
Yo, I would say, imagine at a concert. Imagine at a concert, and it's so technically advanced that at the beginning of the concert, everybody feel like they died. And then they just like wake up and they feel like they in this whole other world, but that feeling is given to them, and then they
Yeah,
just set back off to their world, to their homes and cars at the end.
yeah, yeah. There could be things where like the movies are like that. The whole movie, you swear you're the main actor in the movie the whole time. You know, or throughout the whole thing, you're
I do be feeling
experiencing it
like that.
through. Yeah. Or
As I
you could be like, oh, I want to be the bad guy in the movie. I want to be this in the movie, and you're experiencing the whole movie through these. And by the way that they set your brain up to kind of flow into it, you don't even
Mhm.
realize who you were before the movie starts.
What about
Yeah,
when it's over? 'Cause-
yeah. When it's over, they kind of flow you back into being you. You know, basically wake you back up into your, because there's certain ways to kind of, saying using like electromagnetic frequencies, you could kind of alter like the memory sections of the brain, and then go, oh, we're gonna lower your ability to access your personal memories here, but you'll be in the experience. Your long-term memories won't be accessed as easily, but your whatchamacallit short-term memories will all be in that experience. And then after the experience, your that turns off and you go right back into remembering all your long-term memories. Because
Do
right
you?
now, if you think about your past, you don't remember all of your past. Somebody has to
Nope.
kind of give you a point to focus at, and then you can focus at.
Even if it's something in another room, and you get this
Yeah,
imagination, like, oh, there it goes. Like, oh, I think
yeah.
about this in a long time. But yeah, it's those triggers. Because we just moving more than we believe. Like, no, I
Yeah,
gotta
there's
stay
a lot
still,
of
figure this out.
technology possibilities. Did you watch that Star Trek thing I posted with the blue alien girl who's telling them like, oh yeah,
I didn't get
we've
the
gone way past
chance.
all that. We yeah, we took our hands on evolution, but I think that's what people are basically planning on doing. They're taking their hands on their form of evolution.
Yeah, that's the feeling that's been told, that I heard there in the waves. Because it would seem like as people say, oh, we're straying away from God or what God created and stuff like that. And other people are like, well, this is what I'm capable of, knowing what I know. And realistically, in the future, I can make this happen. And this can happen right now. Like, why not?
Yeah, and in a way, it's basically a part of what the universe allows.
Yeah,
It's not
whenever
like
you
this
say
the
not, why
universe is.
not? I'm sorry, cut you off.
Yeah. No,
Go
you can
ahead.
go. I was
Ah,
just saying the universe just kind of allows these things, and it could stop a whole lot of things all the time. That just it wouldn't be
yeah.
possible.
And yeah, you wouldn't see it if the universe ain't want it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it'll
couldn't
happen
just
in
think it
another
up.
universe.
Yeah, your mind just couldn't think it up. But these things happen all the time,
It's those simple
like
things,
cell phones
cliches.
and stuff like that.
Uh huh.
It's
Wait,
like,
wait.
oh, your mind, like, even before we even have the technology, these things will be thinking of them, playing around with the ideas and stuff like that,
Wait,
without the possibilities,
hold
the
on one
potentials
second.
even conceived.
It's hard for me to hold a thought. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. Right back.
All right.
I got Mozart playing. Oh, playing through.
Dun, 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 dun. At least it's not like one of those countdowns where you like in the. You have 3 seconds before we will empty your bladder. 2 seconds before we will empty your bladder. 1 second. Your bladder is empty. Really enough for a little bit. I keep getting weird lags when I'm on a double. I think it's because my Wi-Fi slows down. I'm in 3 time zones right now. Well, 3 time lags. The Wi-Fi has a certain lag too, so that the YouTube is behind, and then the Discord has a certain lag, so it's behind, but it's not behind as far as the YouTube.
All right, back. Earth time. Those were some crazy people back then. Who making all the music that we still listen to. It seems like
Oh,
the
yeah.
wilder things are, the more it like trickles. Even though it probably can exist in another reality, but here it's like the wilder it is, the more it keeps trickling down the years and generations.
But I think it's the guys that really go into playing on that energy.
Yeah, that's what I mean by
Instead of
wow,
just-
going on that thing.
Yeah, they play that energy instead of just trying to be so technical. Certain technical stuff has to be almost perfect before people will remember it. But when these people play on that energy, it's like people feel it on another layer, and it's like, oh, I don't really, my logic can't, do the math as much, so it's gonna go sit back, and I'm gonna let my goosebumps and my bones tingle.
That's how I came up with that piano thing for the animation I made. I'm not classically trained, and I had to play the keyboard. I couldn't even use my MIDI controller, so I was just like, "All right, let's fill some stuff out." And I came across this like repeating pattern or mantra, I say, and just kept and just kept making it louder as it kept going. I didn't even know I was gonna make it louder. Just all right. Don't know if it sound right till you hit the key.
Yeah, scaling the amplification.
Yeah, jump into that position, and a lot of people feel it. They just leave it up to the club sometimes. I'm thinking of Philly, or up to the dance party. But you can conjure that energy in a lot of moments. A lot of people feel it in friendships.
Yeah, well, that's what I was talking about with Creator the other night. How anime plays on that energy and stuff. They'll use this like a little like Naruto. He's about to fight somebody. They're gonna play that music. They're gonna do a certain camera angle. And yeah, you gonna feel it in
Came
your
out better
bones.
in my head.
Yeah.
And those are all iconic songs now. They're only like 15 seconds long.
Yeah. All they are is just like little cuts. Yeah, these little cuts. Yeah. Or when you're a kid and your cartoon's coming on and the theme show, and the theme song from the beginning comes on. That could be just like a minute long. It's not even like really a long song, but the energy that they usually play on is so good. Plus, they have that second layer of your shows coming on it. It's like triggering you to get ready.
This must be how people are herpes.
They got so
give a little backstory. No, I got these peppers right here that I've been just clawing through and picking the seeds out of, and then I just went to go use the bathroom. And I'm sitting here like, what the heck is going on? Like increasingly burning. What the fuck?
Well, because it's increasingly getting hotter as it's absorbing into the skin oil.
They'll go away.
He needs some milk.
Unlike herpes. I had to do it. I ain't sorry.
Oh man.
There we go. Just rolled up this. My blunt probably gonna be kind of spicy too.
Yeah, you got a spicy blunt. Yeah. Halfway through, you go run off like screaming. I'm like, I guess he had to go.
And fucking smoke. I gotta get some of that.
Get me the ice. Get me the ice now.
I'm good. It's not that spicy of pepper. It's a serrano pepper. But imagine people giving spices to people in the past. Like, all right, now go on this journey.
Yeah. No, have you ever seen them people when they're in those aisles, the spice trading aisles and stuff, and they're fondling all the spice with their hands covered in layers of spice? Yeah.
Woo. I didn't even imagine that till now. That part.
Woo. Like, that's why they're always saying, "Oh yeah, we always wipe with the left hand." Yeah, because we always touch the spices with the right hand.
There's so many different spices out there. And all it is a chemical reaction and exciting things. The thing that got me into peppers was actually, I used to hang out with my pastor when I was younger. We used to go out and eat and stuff, the family. And they used to go to this Vietnamese restaurant, and there was something called a Vietnamese hoagie. I think it had a different name, but I think that's how I remember. And they used to get to put their own peppers on there. And they used to be like crying, not crying with, but it was might as well be tears going down their face. They was laughing, but it was just like sweat and the amount of tears just coming streaks.
Yeah, it makes your face leak. Yeah, I know those.
And I was like, oh, this is what it is. Because I was still like in the spiritual journey even back then. I was like, is this something to this? And then later in life, I started doing it myself, learning about other cultures. Like, oh, that is.
But you know, thing. There's a Japanese pepper that these Japanese people will take, and they say it will give them visions. And it's one of those that it makes their face run like that too. Hey, Charles. Charles is out there in the open.
Oh, hey, Charles, doing all right. I'm gonna see peppers that. Let's see if something come up. Peppers that give lucid vision.
Peppers that give visions. Let's look up Japanese. Well, bell peppers support healthy night vision. Red bell peppers.
Bell peppers
make your eyes good for night vision.
Huh. Imagine isolating that chemical. that molecule, I mean. Then enhancing it and people see in the dark. If I was a genetic research scientist, people wouldn't be able to know my name. I'll be doing everything. I mean, let's just do it. Let's go for it. Like, don't do it on me though. It's like peppers that give vision, lucid visioning. That's the only thing that comes up. I was typing it in this. They're saying the Incas banned chili peppers at their ritual.
Yeah, they say sometimes very spicy peppers, seafood, nutmeg, may all cause you to hallucinate.
You just gotta get a concentration.
Yeah, certain concentrations probably. They keep
And
getting
then
chili peppers.
that keep coming up on mine too. Are chilies lucky? What does chili do to spirituality? They wrote it like.
Yeah. I'm guessing like people keep eating these chili peppers and like, man, I was eating the peppers last night, man. I think I saw Jesus.
No, take it
All I
and
know
then
is
see.
these angel looking things came up out of nowhere. They came up to me and they were telling me all this stuff. I don't know what they were. They said they were the peppers, but I don't think they were the peppers.
No, it's something behind the chili scene and everything. As I got all these peppers growing, I'm getting in tune with that spirit. And the
Yeah.
that hot sauce game that's on YouTube, the Truth or Dab game. I'm just thinking like people talking and getting the truth out of them by eating spicy stuff.
Yeah.
Getting connected, talking about their life. Yeah. Think I'm a that's only if True get live, cause I was going to tie on out soon. Get some breath before if True go live. I'm gonna be on.
I'm thinking it's this one, the Shishito. Yeah, he says he might come back and do a live. Around what? 10 there?
The son I was thinking about was when you're doing a skill, how it pushes you to the breadth of what the art behind the skill is about.
Yeah.
I had an example in mind. That's what came out of it.
You know, I've noticed that like behind the arts of everything though, there's these certain kind of parallels. Like in music, in drawing and paint, in play, and all the different types of crafts and stuff like that. It's about the lines. It's about the points, to make the lines. It's how you shade, certain things. Even like you shade the word a certain way, or it's how you like, you twist the dimension to kind of give people a different perspective on certain things. All these arts basically are using still the same system foundation.
That is the glorious part of it all. I was thinking about all the schools I've been in, and how like they put you on a particular thing, like even how to write. Oh, you got to write the A like this. You got to write the
Yeah.
word way, WAY, not WAE. Now I do
Yeah.
WAE, so you know what I mean.
Yeah. But yeah, see, that was another thing where they were trying to control how spells work so that they could be the masters of the spells.
You're
Not realize,
wrong. You spelled
yeah.
it wrong.
I
You know what
mean,
I
you can get the
mean.
meaning across. Yeah, you can get the meaning across spelling it in different ways. And yeah,
It's just when you want to be put up against the prestige hierarchy of like literature folk.
but it's funny that they are acting like it's always been that way when over time, it was selected to be a certain way.
Yeah. Not everybody
Yeah.
could read back then.
Yeah, through Webster and them trying to, fix it.
Oh,
But even
yeah.
in Webster, you'll see that there's like, oh, this is how you can also spell it or has been spelled.
Just gotta pick up an old copy or one that's willing to spit out a lot of information.
And
Tell me
etymology
what you
will show
know.
you how it came from a whole nother word.
Yeah, that's wild. Is etymology? How does it say? Is etymology in the dictionary? No, it's not.
Yeah, a lot
They
of
just
times
tell you the word. I
they
haven't
usually
opened a
don't tell you
dictionary
the
in a
word.
long time. I'm still
They
learning
might
every
have
day.
etymological dictionaries or whatever they call it.
They never gave it to us in school. My
No.
public school. Yeah,
Somehow.
when you start seeing and what I was going to too, being the working with the art and taking the time to do the animations and stuff. Like it really just puts you in that gear of what's going on. Not really what's going on, but what's going on a whole bigger scale. And what you're
Yeah.
trying to translate with every single little thing and how everything is involved, even the creation process of the thoughts in the world that you in or in.
Yeah. Hold on. Watch out, little miss. This dog's trying to be bad.
Because I was thinking about how it pushes your imagination when given certain tools. I kept being astounded like the past 3 days about what was possible with me with able to do with After Effects and what I've been doing the past couple years and it coming together. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
wow, this is a tool. Like this is
Yeah.
really a tool for us to express anything. Like you just have to imagine it. Anything. Anything. Anything.
Well, yeah. Well, you perceive even more layers of what you can build when you get the tool because you're like, oh, now with this tool, it's like before I could only stick boards together, and then they had to cross each other, and I'd have to wrap them with some type of rope. But now with this hammer, man, I can just put them edge to edge and pop, 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 and yeah, and edging
Real whole
things together.
world.
And look at the new potentials now I can do with all these edging together things.
And ta-da.
Yeah. And then you can start to do things where you're mixing the things together, where, oh, now I'm kind of edging and kind of strapping and kind of making like wedges and you can perceive a whole nother layer where you can get like another tool in there, like screwdrivers and other, well, some of these things I want to have screws because I want to be able to take out these things, to put it back on later. Say if this thing gets damaged or whatever.
Yeah. Have a fail safe built in there.
Yeah. You can keep getting in there like on multiple layers. And that's just with building. And with art, it's like, oh, I used to only use these type of brushes, but now I can get in here and like airbrush. The airbrush gives me a whole nother way of putting this paint down.
And pushes you, I think it's also a translation of a portal.
Yeah.
Because it will open you, it would like give you a so-called ticket for yourself to travel. Like, oh,
Yeah.
travel, because you got to fill this in. Like, that's the ticket. Like, yeah, you got to go fill
Yeah.
this in. Go travel somewhere for a second. And just like they invented, like, for one of the pictures in that Zoom animation, I was doing photo bashing. So I was like taking different pictures from the internet and mashing them
Yeah.
on top of each other. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is
Photo
just like the
good stuff.
gods. I was getting
Yeah.
into the Egyptian gods with the crocodile heads, with the lion tail, and just
Yeah.
mixing it all up. I was like, yeah, I'm in that space right now.
Yeah, you're now, yeah.
You don't
But
have
that's
to be
these
like this.
that's these layers of like what people would call wizardry in those times. But now, or yeah, even now, oh, you're a techno wizard. Yeah, you're in there. You're in there doing these things on new layers. Yeah.
New terms, new culture. Well, yes, I'm trying to relate it to being the same thing for them. I knew one is
Second, I'm
evolving.
gonna go let this dog out. I'll be back.
All right. Interesting times. Interesting times. Viral, viral life, everything. When it gets caught up at the perfect comedic timing, we're either going to laugh or take it ultra or get your butt hurt about it. I was listening to Riff Raff of all people. He's this rapper, southern rapper. He funny though. He funny as all hell. But he was talking about being angry, and he was saying when angry, just simply imagine being in a video game and you get to literally choose characters. Like you gonna keep choosing to be that. You can choose to be anything. When it comes to work, feels like too much work. Cause things are a lot easier than we imagine to get to the place that we want to get to, that we think we want. Because we kind of already there. Just gotta like shift into. Got that. It does get confusing. That's why we have all these movies and all these a lot of personalities. Even myself having a confusing personality. If you try to get the, if you think you're trying to get to know me, I don't know, or just this person flowing. Each his own. You there? Something else that the mushroom stuff been having on was moving forward with intention and no intention at the same time. Intention and not really knowing that what I'm thinking is the best thing. Like what the person is thinking is the best thing, but is a thing amongst things, and you just chose that path. You feel entitled about it, feel good about it, or feel bad about it. But on the big scales, it's a whole fractal branch, and it's all just a choice. And in our life, we run around trying to well, I see in life, most of us get patterned to owning up to those choices or associating with those choices. More importantly, associating than disassociating with those choices. Me and Theo was talking about that a little bit. Doing something and then be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is what I was actually thinking. And that just comes with more explanation of seeing that was just a train of thought. And then you see how you got on that train, and then things can be expressed a lot more. More. I'm just chill. Chilling. Making things work. Making things work around me. It's interesting the family dynamic on the multiple scales of it too. Let me even look up where that word. No, I was just gonna say we make our family. Wait, Latin also denoting the servants of a household or root. From Latin familia, household servant. From an old domesticated or made in the house. We all in the same house. We family. Then you start seeing that you in the house of the earth. Or the solar system. Zoom out to the nebulous. And even zooming into the cells and everything. But coming taking care of the body in different ways with that awareness now that we have of what's going on. I like to move with the intention and non-intention too. Like we don't really know, but we pick up on some things. Hey, psychedelic, says some Italians are ancient Italian Brazilians are Israelites. I wouldn't doubt it. People had to migrate. People had to migrate. Be sure y'all check out the fantastic adventures of Fredo and Tahash. It has that thrown in there. It has that story element in about leaving a land, starting something new, then the topsy turvy things that happen with those creations. People doing something and things get lessened. Will hold on to it. Only a few got it. Find out. Yeah, I'm coming out with part 2 next week. If y'all want it. It's been an awesome episode. I think I'm gonna tie on out of here. Hey, well, I'm gonna no if you're there, but I'm gonna tie on. I'm gonna get on out of here. Prepare for the next episode and some more awesome timations. Have some good times, some stringless times, some scratching the head times, but in the end, we all gonna be able to look back at it and see what's going on. I appreciate all y'all for tying things together along with each other. And see y'all on the next episode. And check out True Life Stories. I'm probably gonna be on there later tonight if you wanna catch the Tyverse traveling through the multi cyberspace. So